Test 1. Listening, Part 3. Exam practice. You'll hear 5 teenagers talking about their hobby, collecting different things. For questions 19 to 23, choose from the list A to H how each speaker feels about their hobby. Use the letters only once. There are 3 extra letters which you do not need to use. You now have 30 seconds to look at Part 3. Speaker 1.
I've collected figures from science fiction films for years. Mum says I used to spend hours playing with them, and we put up a shelf to make room for them all, even though there aren't that many of them. The figures started getting a bit expensive at one point, but what with presents and so on from relatives, I managed to keep going, and I spent all my money on them. Still, I guess there comes a time for every collector like me when you wonder why you're doing it, and you get into something else. It's bound to happen, I suppose, but they'll always have pride of place in my room.
Speaker 2.
I've met lots of other people my age who have collections of something or other, but I'd really love to know how many other teenagers like me still collect stamps. My granddad gave me his collection when I became old enough to really appreciate it, and I've never looked back. I've spent hours over the years adding to what he gave me, and I suppose by now it might be worth a bit, although I've never really checked. It's just valuable to me personally because of the family connection, but no one's really been as keen to see it as I'd hoped they'd be. I've taken it into school and some teachers had a look, but that's been about it.
Speaker 3.
I've still got a glass case in my bedroom where all my dolls are displayed. They're each dressed in the national costumes of different countries, so family and friends always knew what to buy me when they went on holiday. Even now, I sometimes get them out and rearrange them a bit in the way I used to. I don't think I'll ever stop doing that. And friends who come into my room are just amazed at how many I've got, which is great. I'll always tell them all about the dolls and the history of 1 or 2 of the most valuable ones. It makes me appreciate the whole collection more somehow.
Speaker 4.
I think for me, the magic went out of collecting for a while when the coins I collect became so easy to get online. The thrill of going into a little shop with my grandfather, never knowing what we'd find, was amazing, and that was lost when I started to buy them on websites. But since then, my interest has revived. My older sister's husband was fascinated by what I've managed to build up, and one day he showed me some blogs written by lots of other people who are coin collectors too. I had no idea it was still so popular among teenagers. I might even contribute to the blog.
Speaker 5.
For years, my older sister and I have been interested in collecting bits of jewellery. For me, it started when she used to take me into second-hand shops and we'd find rings and bracelets that were beautiful and really cheap. Now it seems lots of those pieces are vintage, so they've become fashionable again, and they're actually worth quite a bit now too, which is amazing. But we'd never sell them, and we'll keep on adding to them while we can still afford it. It's a bit of an obsession now. And anyway, it's lovely that so many people notice when we wear some of it. They always seem to want to know how we got it.